This lure is game changing, my gosh. Mick Molnar's come out with another brilliant design. This is going to catch a lot of fish, for sure. No doubt about it. Yep, that's a big one. Oh. Yep, there's another one. Yep. Oh, that was a good hit. Yep. He's out. That's the biggest for the season for sure. Yes! Yes! Alright guys, hope you're doing well and having a great sort of summer holiday period, Christmas and New Year period, and getting onto some fish. It's the first session probably for me in like 2-3 weeks maybe. Over the Christmas New Year period I've just been really quiet working and stuff like that, not really getting out for fish. But today I'm super keen, and we're up to Plan C already, and hopefully I can kind of explain why I'm kind of crouched down here. So first I was going to try and do some jack on fly, but then the weather went to about 15-20 knots where I was wanting to go, so carked that. And then I was like, okay, let's go do some pontoon stuff this afternoon. And then the areas where I wanted to fish is about 35 knots. So I carked that too. And now we're just in the local creek, and I've got some new lures. So I want to see how that goes. So the wind's going to be up a little bit here and there, but we've got 100% overcast conditions. So my sort of favorite conditions to fish top waters and all sorts of lures. So we're going to see how we go. I haven't been here for about 2 months or so, but there's some fish in here, and I'm really excited to see how these new lures go. Let's get into it. Knew this was going to happen. Might make the fishing good. Who knows? Bunch of people swimming towards the launch spot, so I'll give this spot a rest for a bit. Yeah, give a fish further downstream. Got no plans this afternoon, so I can stay out here till dark basically, so that will be good. And try out some new lures, some old faithfuls. We will just see how we go. If it gets super windy, I'll put my mic on, but I don't know how it goes in the rain, so I don't really want to risk it just yet. It's pretty new, so we'll just see how we go. It's like 100% overcast conditions, as I said earlier, and one little bit of blue. Tell it to bugger off. I set fire to the rain, watch it burn as my face. We got another fisher joining us soon. Got Rod from Rockets Fishing. He's a bloody bass wizard. If you've ever met him or seen his stuff, he's a bloody bass wizard. All the creek stuff around here, so he's going to join me in a minute. We were talking last night and I just decided to go, and yeah, he might join me. See how he goes. So I'm parked up here just to try and get out of the wind and give you a chat and talk about this lure that I've been throwing. I throw the spinnerbait for about half an hour, but I'm going to go back to this and just see how we go. This is the MMD Bony Swim, so it's a new lure, 110. This is the Australian bass colour and floating, so you can get them in a sinking model as well. But I really like the floating, and yeah, just like a typical sort of wake bait swim bait. I know it's 110 mils, so you're going to be complaining that it's not a true swim bait, but the action on it is just beautiful way. Oh, sorry lizard, didn't even see you there. But yeah, beautiful little wobble side to side action, and it's caught plenty of bass. Seen it catch Saratoga, Murray cod, and jacks as well, so no doubt this lure is an amazing lure, and you're probably going to see a lot more of it. But we'll just throw this around a little bit longer, just kind of persist with it and kind of grind it out, being swim baiting. So we'll just see how we go, and hopefully we can tangle with a fish of sorts. And all it is, you might have seen with my previous sort of swim baiting, wake baiting stuff, is just a constant retrieve back with this little lure. And being the floating one, you can actually pause it too, and it kind of just suspends. It's not like a super buoyant sort of one, but it won't sink basically. It'll just kind of sit there. It sits about an inch or two under the water, which is really cool. Yep. Oh, he's big brick bait. I wasn't even watching. Get up. Oh, no. He's brick bait. He's out. Okay. Yep, there he is. Oh. Nope. Stay pinned. You're a big bass too. Big bass. Get in there. Oh, that's the biggest for the season for sure. Yes. Oh. How good's that? Such a subtle hit too. Yes. And I'm recording. Yes. First on the bony swim. How good is that? That is a beautiful big bass. Taken on this MMD bony swim in the Australian bass colour. How fitting. So really long bass. And a super subtle take too. Like, it was just sitting there. I wasn't even paying attention and it just boofed it and bricked me. So we'll get him go. The rain's starting to come, so we'll pack the big camera away and let her go. How awesome is that? I'm up to about hour, just under 2 and a bit, 2.5. So had no action at all, nothing. No hits, nothing. That was the first one. It was such a subtle hit on a pause with this awesome little swim bait, and I had no doubts. You know, they have been catching lots and lots of different species, so I just had to keep persisting, and a lot of times I was like, I'm going to go to the duo pencil, I'm going to go to something smaller just to try and get a bite. No, you just have to keep persisting, and yeah, that's such an awesome little lure on the floating version too. It's got first blood, and it was not a bad bass at all. It's probably the biggest bass of the season for me so far. Not the biggest, like in terms of weight and stuff. Like, she wasn't that girthy. She was pretty thin, but she was super long. Like, she was between 45 and 50. It's about 5 o'clock now, so we'll fish these couple of snags here, and then we'll shoot back into the skinny stuff. And I think Rod's fishing somewhere as well, so we'll catch up with him as well. So it's always the way, hey, when you're fishing for a bait for so long, they hit when you're not paying attention, eh? Like, I was just daydreaming, looking further up that little cut, some mullet and stuff spooking and swimming around, so I was like, oh, maybe this might be the right area, and sure enough, big girl sitting there. Yep, there's another one. Yep. Oh, that was a good hit. That's a big one too. Oh, it's another good one. Oh, that was so aggressive. That was so dirty, that one. Yes. Oh, how good was that? Like 10 meters away from that last one. He's not as big, he's probably 40. But, oh, how good's that? Yes. Off that snag there. How good. We'll just go over to these shallows again and yeah, do a sort of a slow-mo release again. Been grinding for a bit now, and yeah, it's only just turned on the last sort of 10 minutes or so. It's probably a bite window, so look at that. Another beautiful Australian specimen on that bony swim, Australian bass colour. This one's got a bit better condition, not as long, only about 40, 45, got a bit of damage here. But that's a beautiful quality fish, eh? On that bony swim. And that was another one too, just kind of sat in there, and I kind of just plonked it in there, and it just sat there super still. just kind of just sat there and I just did a couple of tweaks and he absolutely clobbered it. So beautiful fish, eh? Love these fish. Right down that gullet. He wanted that bony swim. So cool. This is becoming one of my favourite swim baits. Probably is now. Oh, it's such a great little presentation. And when I saw 110, I was like, maybe it's going to be a bit too big. But, you know, I caught some bass on the 140 Savage Gear 4 plays, you know, a month or two ago. So now I look at 110, this is like little candy for them. So the bass seem to love them. So we'll keep going. Rob should be here somewhere soon. But yeah, we'll just fish these last couple of snags at the end of this little cut off, and then yeah, we might head back, see how we go. What an afternoon we're having. Beautiful afternoon, and it was meant to be super windy and the wind's just died off completely now. Still 100% overcast conditions, so top water is still definitely a go. And so we've got those two. That's what I'm going to throw for the rest of the session, much to my detriment. But what an exciting way to catch a bass, eh? Little swim baits. So cool. Yeah, I started, I threw the spinnerbait for maybe 45 minutes and got nothing. But I obviously didn't do it too well if you're getting them.
Well, sometimes you can just see the time of day.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh, Jesus Christ, what is that? Oh, that's another lungfish. Have you ever heard them breathe like that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You should try it at night.
Oh, no thanks. When they come up behind you?
Yep.
Christ. That was a big boy too. I've never seen him do that. I've just seen him like kind of bob. Weird fish, eh? Oh, come on, eat it. Oh, so subtle. Oh, there's about 3 or 4 of them. There's a school of them on this snag. Just watching it. Come back, please. Yep. So subtle. It was just sitting there. I saw 1, then 2, then 3, unless it was the same one just going spack. Oh, there we go again. Yep, got him. Swim bait. This one's only a little fella. Oh, he's a bubba. That's game of you, mate. He's tiny. Yeah. He's like one of those stunted ones, I think. See, like he's a weird stumpy shape.
Yeah, squat one.
Yeah. Cool though. There we go. Just another one on that little swim bait there. Very, very cool. He's about third. Lure's a third the size of him, so pretty keen, but just had a hit from 3 or 4 others on the snag just before. See you, mate. First blood. Yep. Little fella. Oh, what a way to start the morning. Just a tiny little fella on the MMD bony swim. Tiny, tiny little fella. Look at that. Very, very keen. Alright, behave. Okay. Smallest bass I've ever caught out of here, probably. There you go. He was very, very keen. See you, mate. He's out of here. He doesn't love the smell of bass in the morning. That bassy smell. Beautiful smell. Yep, that's a big one. Oh. He's bricked me. He's bricked me. Oh, there we go. He's got me onto something again. Oh, he's just there. I can see him. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. How good's that? Beautiful fish. Good hit. It's a chunky one. Very nice one. Very, very cool. There we go. Beautiful fish on that bony swim again. About 40 probably. Pretty nice condition too. But you've probably seen a fair bit of it, but that's it there. Little bony swim. Beautiful little presentation, and yeah, these Aussie bass just love it. Absolutely love it. Beautiful fish. On the swim bait early morning. It's out here. God, there's so much little bait in some of these structures. You like think, surely. Oh, come on, hit it. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, big boil just sitting under it. Did you see that? He was just sitting under it. Come back for it. Just had a little bit of a break in the fishing. The sun's come out and I've just had a little bit of a bite to eat, that sort of thing. And I thought maybe I could talk to you about this lure that I've been using, and going to be one of my favourite lures, and you're going to see a lot more of it. So this being the MMD Bony Swim, just come out in the last sort of week or so to the public, but there's been a lot of prototyping for the last couple of years, and I've been so excited and waiting for this to come out, because if you've seen any of my previous stuff, I've been doing some swim baiting lately, and yeah, I've really been enjoying it. So this is going to be a lure that you're going to see a lot more of, and obviously the results today and the other day kind of prove it. And they have a floating and sinking version, as I said the other day, and they actually say it on the bottom there. So right there where my finger is, that says like a little F. But yeah, basically this one in fresh will just suspend just below the surface, so about like, you know, about an inch or so just below the surface, but then as soon as you work it, it just wakes on top. So really cool. And hopefully I'll be throwing those sinking versions as well one of these days as well, but I thought I'd just throw this around just for a little bit of a surface bite, and sure enough it's paid off. So got a couple of other colours as well, let me pull them out. The one that's been doing the damage has been the Australian bass colour. That one there is like a goldy colour with a white belly. I've got that also in the sinking version. What else have we got? So that one's like a little herring colour as well, so it's got like a blue top, yellow belly. Really cool. And that one's a sinking, and you can get that sinking floating as well. And there's also this other one as well that I thought would work really well. It's like a spangled perch colour. Like in these systems, in this system here that I'm fishing today, there's spangled perch, so I was thinking about throwing this. And the only reason why I've been throwing this is just because the watercolours are a bit dirtier, and I've been catching fish on it, so why change it, you know, if it's working. So, you know, when you're doing the swim baiting stuff, you're not going to get the numbers that you'll get, say, with like a cicada or duo pencil or something like that. You know, you could bang a bunch of fish on those smaller lures. So you've definitely just got to put the time in with this swim baiting stuff. You're not going to get the numbers. You might, you know, there were some crazy sessions where you could probably get just as many fish on, you know, like a 60 mil lure versus a swim bait. So just put the time in, put the effort in, change your retrieve up. I've been finding that, you know, the other day a constant retrieve was really good, and pausing it and then a slow roll, and this morning most of them have been on a constant roll too, like after just pitching it in there. It'll vary day to day, so see how you go, and just get out there and just have a crack at it, because, you know, it's a lure that hasn't been on the market for too long, so not a lot of fish have seen it. And yeah, not many people are swim baiting. There are a few out there, but, you know, the majority of the population are doing this swim baiting stuff. So if you want some really aggressive eats, I'd definitely recommend doing something like that. To be honest, the gear that I've been throwing today was probably a little bit lighter, the rod anyway. Reel is just paired up with 20-pound braid and 20-pound monofilament leader just to kind of help with it floating, and then the 20-pound is just for insurance really, because the lures, they're about 35 bucks I believe, so not a super expensive swim bait. When you look at swim baits, they're super expensive, can be, so a pretty affordable sort of swim bait, but you just don't want to lose it, you know, throwing 10-pound, 8-pound, you know, there's no point in doing that. So that's on the bait casting gear, really good. This is a Raider 510 3 to 6 kilo rod. I find it's actually a little bit lighter. Next time I'll probably throw my heavy jack gear, like the really stiff rod, the 5 to 10 kilo rod. I like the 510 range in these sort of kayaks and these little creeks as well, so it doesn't really matter. You probably bait casting gears here, you could probably do it on spin, but I like the bait casting for just accuracy and stuff like that, and these fling a mile with this sort of setup, so really cool. So we'll keep putting along. We've got about an hour or two left of fishing now, and we'll just fish the way back. Hopefully we can get some more. If not, this is probably the end of the video, but we'll just keep plotting along, fish some of these shaded structures with the swim bait, and see how we go. All right. Come on. Hit it properly. Seriously. Last cast of the day, and there's a big swirl under it. That was cool. Very cool. Done about 6 casts in this area, and he hit it the first cast I went in here, and then he's hit it twice at that last retrieve. There he is again. Seriously. Just hit it.